In today's double episode, two auditors stand firm, and both win lawsuits. First, Auditor Matt is detained and pushed around by a female officer just for filming outside a police station and refusing to give his details. Then, Mr. Auditor leaves an open police car park when asked, but another officer turns a small situation into a wrongful arrest. In the end, both forces go to court, and both auditors get paid.
What's your surname, Matt?
I'd rather not give me surname. What's your collar number? Are you recording?
Am I recording? Yes, I am recording on my camera.
Why didn't you tell me?
Okay.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I've only just started recording.
You put it on in the car, didn't you?
Okay, I've only just started recording.
Right, well, you need to tell.
We're going to detain you for the purpose of a search. Okay.
You never told me. You never told me why you were.
Cameras on me.
Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to tell people.
Alright, I'm not comfortable you being on police premises whilst.
Couldn't care less whether you're comfortable or not.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
This is a tyrant here, people.
Okay. What's your
She's
name,
going to
sir?
search us. It's none of your business.
It is my business.
No, it's
You're
not.
on police premises.
Trust me, it's
taking
none of your
photographs
business.
and videos.
Trust me, it's none of your business.
Watch out, buddy.
Really isn't any of your business. It's a public place. I can take pictures. Come on then, off you go.
Detained under
43.
Section 43.
Yeah.
Search under the Terrorism Act. So I'm PC Lynch-based Tablet Police Station.
From the first moment, this situation goes off track. The female officer quickly detains Matt and says she is not comfortable with him filming outside a police station. That reason has no legal basis. Discomfort is not a lawful ground for detention, especially under the very specific Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. It gets worse when her colleague tries to name the legal power being used and cannot even finish his sentence. Matt, who clearly knows the process, says Section 43 himself. This is a revealing moment. The officers who are detaining him do not fully understand the powers they are trying to use. Section 43 requires reasonable suspicion of terrorism. It does not allow detention based on a vague feeling. It is not triggered by having a camera. It does not apply to a person quietly standing in public.
Can I get a copy of that?
Detained, put your arm down. No, don't
I'll put that there.
there.
Excuse me, I'm entitled to film, okay?
You're not. I'm asking you
If
to
I
leave.
want to film your personal cars, I can. There's no law against
I'm
it.
asking you to leave.
And I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have done. Don't touch me, I'm on public. Get
It
lost.
doesn't matter that you're on public.
Say
okay?
hello
Keep walking away.
No, I can be here if I want to be. All right, you're going to get yourself in deep trouble, lass.
Okay.
If you touch me, deep
Why?
trouble because
Why?
I'm not doing anything wrong. You've searched me. You're satisfied.
We've told you
I'm
to
stood
stop
here.
filming our vehicles
I'm allowed to.
and
You're not
our
allowed to do
personal
that.
cars,
You're not allowed
okay?
to do that.
So please leave.
You're not allowed to do that.
Why,
No, I
why
won't.
are you here then?
Because I feel like it. Catching tyrants like you and him. I will stand here and I will get every single personal car now, whereas I wouldn't have before.
Would you? Okay.
Excuse me. Right, this is just right. Deep trouble. Deep trouble. Deep. Say goodbye to your job.
After the pointless search finds nothing, you would expect the officer to step back. Instead, she increases the pressure. Matt continues filming, which he is allowed to do. She starts pushing him and his camera. At this point, she is not enforcing the law. She is trying to remove him because she does not like the situation. This is the real problem. When some officers realize they do not have a legal reason to act, they switch to pressure and aggression. She already had the answer from her search. She found nothing. That should have ended it. But because Matt stood his ground and did not give in, her ego took over. This was no longer about safety. It became about control. She did not like being challenged, and when the law did not support her, she tried to use force.
These guys won't open the door now because they just assaulted me outside the police station and took my phone off me. Because I was filming the cars. Well, love, this is what it gets you. Make a note of every single one of them. And that's that stupid cow that works there. But not for much longer. Well done, Ben. You were absolutely right. That was pretty much one of the most shocking ones I've ever come across. Actually assaulted on the public land and had my phone stolen off me. And they've just got themselves in a whole heap of trouble. And yes, I will be pursuing this one, make no mistake about it. A lot of the ones where I get a bit of aggro off them, I tend not to do anything. It takes something special, and this is a special one.
Matt chose not to walk away from this clear abuse of power. He contacted HNK, took legal action, and won compensation for the unlawful search and the physical handling he experienced. It was a step toward accountability. When a viewer asked how much he received, Matt jokingly replied, "Millions." That was a tongue-in-cheek comment. The real amount was likely in the thousands. However, there's a difficult truth here. That money did not come from the officer who acted wrongly. It came from public funds, your taxes and mine. That means ordinary people paid for the police's mistakes, while the individual officer faced little personal consequence. Officers can detain, search, push, and violate rights with almost no personal cost, while the system quietly pays the bill out of sight. Now, if you thought Matt's detention was bad, watch what happened to Mr. Auditor. He also won his lawsuit, and he shows exactly how much compensation he received.
What is?
This is here, come on.
Oh, I didn't know. The gate was open.
Well, follow me then.
Well, I've recorded what I needed anyway, so no problem.
Come on then.
I am doing.
Alright.
You're very impatient.
This is private property and you're recording. These are private vehicles.
They are private vehicles, and I am coming. I walked slower than you.
Faster than that a minute ago.
I know, but my legs are aching now.
Come on.
My legs are aching, just give me a minute. Have a bit of compassion for people who's got bad legs.
Come on. You're so right down now. Come on.
You sound like you're talking to a dog, you know. Come on, come on.
It's trespassing. Can I ask you what you're doing, sir?
You can ask me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you right there. What are you doing? Yes, please. Can I ask you what your name is?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, you're currently trespassing on police property. Can I ask you what your name is?
You can ask me, yeah, I'm not telling
Okay, so
you.
what's your name?
I'm not telling you.
What's your name and your date of birth?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, why not?
Mr. Auditor was leaving the car park as requested. He was calm. There was no problem, and an officer was escorting him out. It should have ended there. Then another officer arrived with no awareness of what had happened and immediately accused him of trespassing. He demanded personal details, as if he had a right to them. This happened because ego came before facts. To be clear, walking into a police car park when the gate is open and there are no clear signs is not a crime. At most, it is a civil trespass. Mr. Auditor left when asked. He showed no aggression, no refusal, and no threat. When the second officer arrived and started asking for his name and date of birth, it was not about the law. It was about control. When Mr. Auditor calmly declined, the officer did not de-escalate or reassess. He increased the pressure.
Okay, can you explain to me why you're trespassing on police property?
Well, the gate was open, I didn't see any signs, and it looked like it was public.
So,
If it's not public, then I'll leave.
excuse me, what?
If it's not public, then I will leave.
It's
Okay.
not public, fella. There's plenty of signs on the gate that says police
The
property.
gate was open, I didn't see the sign. So, anyway, like I say, I mean, if it's not public, then I'll leave.
I'm asking you for your details.
I know you're
You're
asking
currently
for-
on the property that belongs to police.
I
You
know.
shouldn't be. There's
Yeah.
no access to public here. Can I
Well, the
ask
gate
you?
was open.
Okay, can I ask you why you're here?
You can ask, yeah. My clients told me not to say anything.
Okay, who's your client?
None of your business.
Okay, so I'm again going to ask you, why are you filming in police property and police personnel and also police vehicles whilst you're here?
And I've answered that already.
Okay, I'm asking you why.
And I've answered that. My client said I'm not to tell anybody.
Okay, just detain this male here for me one second.
No, you're not detaining me.
Yes, you are.
No,
You
Say
are.
exactly
You
where
are.
you
What are you
are,
detaining me
until I
for?
can ascertain why you're on police
We need to
property
know what
and
your
what your
name is.
details are. You'll say
Well,
exactly
you
where
need
you
to tell me
are.
why you're detaining me. Why are you detaining me? What section?
You're on police property,
What
fella.
section?
You
You can't-
shouldn't be here.
You've got. I've
You'll
got
say
to.
exactly where you are.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I won't.
What's your details?
I'm not telling you my
Okay.
details. You're either going to arrest me or you're going to let me go. It's not. That's it. That's the only
Okay.
options
In
you've
that
got.
case, you're under arrest under the.
Mr. Auditor did exactly what the law allows. He refused to provide his details without a legal duty to do so. He stayed calm and set a clear boundary with the officers. He said either arrest me or let me go. That is not obstruction. That is knowing your rights. When the officers moved to detain him, they did not state any legal section. That is a basic failure of procedure. At that moment, there was no lawful reason given. There were only vague references to being on police property. When they finally decided to arrest him, only then did they reach for Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. That is a common fallback when nothing else fits. Even that was a stretch, because Mr. Auditor had already complied by leaving when asked. The gate was open, the signs were unclear, and the officers escalated instead of de-escalating a situation that should have been simple. After this unjustified escalation by an officer who could not handle a calm and compliant member of the public, choosing not to provide his name, Mr. Auditor received a £6,000 settlement. That is a serious amount of money. It is also a direct sign that the force, homicide police, knew they were in the wrong and decided to settle the claim in full rather than face more public scrutiny. The irony is clear. The officer said Mr. Auditor was trespassing even though he was already leaving, then tried to force personal details without legal grounds, and now, because of a Part 36 offer to settle, the same force that tried to intimidate him had to pay thousands, once again funded by the public purse. This double episode shows a hard truth about a style of policing that puts ego ahead of law and force ahead of fairness. In Matt's case, a female officer went straight to detention under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, not because of criminal behavior, but because she said she felt uncomfortable with filming outside a police station. That is not a legal ground. It is an emotion. After the search found no threat, she still did not stop. She pushed him and handled his camera, making it clear this had become personal. That is not good policing. That is an abuse of power. Matt's steady approach made the encounter so important. He knew the law better than the officers detaining him. He knew that filming in a public space, even outside a police station, is not a crime. He knew that discomfort is not a lawful basis for a Section 43 stop. He stayed calm while being pushed, and when he took legal action, he was successful. He joked about millions, but the payment was likely a few thousand. And again, that money came from us, the public. Then we see Mr. Auditor's case. This situation did not need to escalate, but it did because an officer's pride was hurt. Mr. Auditor mistakenly walked into a police car park through an open gate with no clear signage. He was told to leave, and he left. That should have been the end. Another officer arrived and changed the tone instantly, accusing him of trespass and digging for his name and date of birth. When Mr. Auditor used his rights and refused to give personal details, which he was allowed to do, the officer pushed it further. The key moment was when Mr. Auditor made the legal line simple. He said either arrest me or let me go. This was not defiance for drama. It was a lawful position. Instead of responding with calm and correct procedure, the officer chose to arrest him. This was not because of a clear offense. It was because the officer did not like that someone knew their rights and would not bend. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act was mentioned only after detention, not at the moment he was stopped. That is not just sloppy. It is unlawful. The result was a £6,000 payment to Mr. Auditor by homicide police through a Part 36 offer. It is a quiet legal tool used to avoid trial. They understood they were likely to lose, and rather than risk a court loss and more attention, they paid. These incidents do not simply disappear. They remain as reminders of how often some officers lean on authority instead of law, and how often those mistakes are hidden behind settlements paid by taxpayers. These were not complex or dangerous situations. Matt was filming. Mr. Auditor walked into an open car park and left when told to. Yet both were treated as threats. Both had their rights denied. Both were mishandled by officers who either did not understand the rules or chose to ignore them. This is not a shortage of tools or training. It is a shortage of discipline, restraint, and accountability. Payouts can look like justice, but they also show a deeper problem inside some parts of policing. In the end, both Matt and Mr. Auditor won. They won in court, and they won on principle. They stayed firm, they held their rights, and they reminded the public why filming and challenging authority matters when lines are crossed. They should not have needed to go that far. The officer should have de-escalated, listened, and allowed the law, not pride, to guide their actions. Until that becomes normal practice, episodes like this will continue. The cost will not only be financial, it will be public trust. That is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.